Pablo, welcome to the Bitcoin Source. Can we start things off by you introducing yourself to the world?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me today. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Pablo, together with my family, my wife Sylvia, and my three boys. We have a family company called Panties for Bitcoin. We manufacture underwear for women for a long, long time. And obviously, we are Bitcoin passionate. And so we created this brand to work high quality merchandise for Bitcoiners. And of course, we accept payments with Bitcoin on chain and Lightning on our website. Yeah.
Pablo, thank you for that introduction. And, I really want to get into, where did you source your Bitcoin knowledge, whether it was books, courses, or even people in the ecosystem that kind of started you off on your journey as a Bitcoiner?
Sure. First of all, I'm an industrial engineer. I born in Argentina and moved to Canada 15 years ago with my family. And being grow up in Argentina and experience firsthand inflation, hyperinflation, dictatorships, all kind of government and financial restrictions, with the money took out, the banks took all your money. So I would say that I was a Bitcoiner before Bitcoin exists. I mean, we were already Bitcoiners beforehand. So I found Bitcoin in 2017. I guess, like many other people, brought my attention the price increase from 3,000, I don't know, to 6,000. So I start to hear a lot of noise about that, and I got curious to find out what is all that about. So at the beginning, I thought that trading would be my thing, and I went to New York. I did a one-day workshop. At the time was Tom Bayes, it's very well-known trader on the Bitcoin world, and I did that trade workshop for a day, but I realized that trading is not really my thing. And then I start reading and learning about Bitcoin. Obviously, the Bitcoin Standard from Saifedean was my first book. I love it. As we can always learn and improve more, but that book it's quite concise and compact in terms of learning about Bitcoin and why Bitcoin. So as we say, once you see it, you can't unsee it. So then here in Montreal, we have a lot of good meetups and workshops and Bitcoiners. We have many Bitcoin companies in Montreal, and we have excellent thinkers and teachers about that, like Francis Pouliot from Bull Bitcoin. So I would say those were the main sources for me to learn and improve my knowledge about Bitcoin. But as you know, it's endless. You continue reading and reading and reading all the time, and we are passionate about that. I think it's one of the most important discoveries or developments on human history. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. And, I want to kind of get into your company, Panties for Bitcoin. And I know that a lot of your garments are made in Italy, and there's a lot of, fashion houses that do high fashion from Italy. So, my question to you, Pablo, is what led you to create garments for the Bitcoin ecosystem?
Well, this is what we did all our lives, manufacture intimate apparel for women. And I really wanted to do something related to Bitcoin. We are not developers or coding people or hardware manufacturers or content creators. What we do and what we know is manufacture panties. So I really didn't know how it's going to work, but at the moment, that the famous buying that the pizzas for Bitcoin, that the guy that pay 10,000 Bitcoin for two pizzas. And that also brought my attention. I said, okay, this guy is pizzas for Bitcoin. We're going to do panties for Bitcoin. And that's the way the brand name born. And I kept it like that. I mean, I really didn't know about how it's going to be the acceptance from the Bitcoin community. Now it's a little bit more common. It's a little bit more accept the thing that spending Bitcoin and creating a circular economy with Bitcoin is going to help the Bitcoin to evolve. But at the beginning there was that thing that hodl, just keep it in the freezer, let's say, take it out of the exchanges, put it in a cold storage, and don't touch it for years, it's good in a way, but at the same time, I mean, spend Bitcoins, it's a good thing. I mean, it's not, the thing is, you spend, doesn't matter what you spend. If you spend fiat or Bitcoin, the minute you spend, you are spending. So why, instead of spending fiat at the moment that you're going to spend, why not to acquire some Bitcoin and spend the Bitcoins? And that's why also in our website, we offer a 10% discount for any payment with Bitcoin. And obviously, we try to keep the Bitcoin obviously we keep in a hard wallet, cold wallet, but try not to convert into fiat as much as we can. We try to find out suppliers that accept Bitcoins, and we pay in Bitcoins as well. I think this is a way that spreading usage of the Bitcoin is going to help to evolve and grow our community.
Yeah, I love that. And, what I really love is to see that, you've been doing this for generations. And I think that this business model, kind of onboarding Bitcoin, is going to really help keep family businesses running for a long time and keeping them sovereign. And I know that your business model, talks about, creating panties for the sovereign woman. And I know that, women can be very fickle with their clothing. They demand high quality. They're very, picky on what works and what doesn't work as far as clothing goes. And I think that you have a good niche in this ecosystem of Bitcoin because so many people are gravitating to your garments. Saida Gomez is a good friend of mine. I know she interviewed you before. She's a big advocate for panties for Bitcoin. So, when you have someone like her on board, it's always good to see other people and women in the ecosystem. But my question to you, Pablo, is, how impactful is creating clothing for women? How has that been for your company?
Well, we are growing. It's a family small business. I mean, we are not a corporation. This is not Victoria's Secret, let's say. We are a small corporation, and we are very happy with what we are doing. The reception from all the Bitcoin women on the community was amazing. And the quality that we are giving is the best quality we can put in a garment. I mean, in our mind, and I guess in all Bitcoiners' mind, any product related to Bitcoin has to be maximum quality. You can't relate Bitcoin to something that is not quality or a cheap quality or something that it's disposable, let's say. So we are creating a panty or a garment that you're going to wear and you're going to wash it and again and again and again and again, and it's still going to be there in a good shape and usable. So that's our, and the reception from all women on the Bitcoin community was really, really amazing. And again, imagine that if you can create a product that relates Bitcoin with panties, you can do everything you want, because couldn't be more difficult like this. I mean, at the beginning, the Bitcoin community was saying, what are you doing? What Bitcoin has to do with panties? I mean, you're retarded. I mean, what is this? The intimate apparel business say, what Bitcoin has to do with us? I mean, both the words, what's like, you can't put these together. And we are doing it. So that shows that every business in every field, you can do something from your corner in this world that is related to Bitcoin. Anything is possible.
Yes, and I think that you're a very smart man because if you look at the statistics of, the number one items that people need, especially people that are like homeless or in shelters, it's always underwear and socks. So I think that
Absolutely.
exactly. So that's a product that is always going to be ubiquitous. People are always going to need that garment. So, and especially when you're thinking about it on a Bitcoin standard where the prices can be lowered. You're not having this massive overhead where, people are skimming stuff off the top because they have to pay on the production side, more money for materials, cotton, polyester, whatever you may be using. And I wanted to ask you, like, what are some of the benefits of customers paying in Bitcoin over fiat money? And did the banking crisis in Argentina affect your choice in doing so?
Uh, I would say I'm start for the last part of the question. The bank crisis in Argentina was that made me move to Canada and made us learn about the risk and the money that's in the bank. It's not your money; it's the bank money. It doesn't matter that it's your name on the account, but it's not your money unless you have the money. So, as we know very well in the Bitcoin sphere, I mean, not your keys, not your coins. That's absolutely true. The benefits to operate with Bitcoin for both the buyer and the seller, the merchant, is that first of all you avoid all the intermediate fees that you have with a credit card and the all the intermediate phases until you get the money and you get fiat. So, but if you pay with Bitcoin on Lightning, for example, the fees of the transactions are very low. It's fast, it's secure, and you control it. I mean, it's going to your wallet, and you have the keys, and you do whatever you want, and it's borderless. So, I think the advantage to use Lightning uh, it's amazing. I mean, amazing. It's beautiful for both the buyer and the seller.
Most definitely. And, this isn't financial advice, but I think that a lot of companies will start to onboard the Lightning Network and Bitcoin into their business model just because it's faster, it's more efficient, and it's cheaper. And like I said earlier, because you have a family owned business, you'll show your children, you'll show your spouse how effective Bitcoin has been in kind of keeping your business running. And you don't have to worry about, over leveraging with credit or worrying about, your money being taken away from you. God forbid, you find yourself in a country that you're operating your business in that isn't Bitcoin friendly or isn't supportive of your political views or whatever the case may be. You can always pack up your stuff and have your money with you and not be held hostage to a bank account or just your location. So I think that what Panties for Bitcoin is doing for the space is just super brilliant, intelligent, and I think that it's really going to help people really understand that Bitcoin isn't just a technology-based protocol. You can implement this and put layers on top of it in any business model that you want, whether it's garments, technology, peer-to-peer transactions. You can put Bitcoin into any business model, and I think that you're showing the world that by, doing garments and doing clothing. So thank you, Pablo, for that. That was brilliant.
That's my pleasure. We really enjoy what we are doing. I mean, we are very focused on building, on creating, and it's really very fun. And the reception from the community and all the people that it's really encouraging, like yourself. I mean, to continue building and continue growing. And there is no way back. I mean, there is no way back with this. I mean, it's the adoption. It's coming, and the technology in regards of having your Lightning wallet in your phone and how fast this is and how many different wallets you can seamless pass from on-chain to Lightning, Lightning to on-chain. And as long as we evolve on these applications, and it's going to be easier and easier, more and more people is going to be coming on board.
Most definitely. And, what is like some of the future things that we'll see from Panties for Bitcoin? Are you going to expand your clothing repertoire, or are you just going to stay particularly in the underwear business, the intimate garments? Are you going to stay in that lane? Or are you going to kind of expand into jackets, shirts, shoes, anything like that?
I mean, we're going to do for sure some expanding items on our basic line. Like we're gonna do also men's underwear. It's coming, and we also gonna be working on some collaborations with other Bitcoin only companies, like we just did now with Lina Seiche from the Little Hodler. So we're going to have our own plushie with the Panties for Bitcoin. We're going to do for sure some T-shirts or other. The people likes very much the brand. So we're going to be adding more items, but slowly, one step at a time. As again, we are a small family company. We can't invest a big amount of money to grow on our inventory. We ship, we control. This is not a drop shipping or print on demand thing. We do it, we have it on inventory, we ship all over the world. So it's slow, but at the same time, we guarantee the quality and the service and the attention that we pay to every order.
And that quality is important because there's so much quantity out there that people are, hungry, and they're looking for quality garments that last over time, because the more you spend, the more fiat that you're spending, that's less fiat that you can use towards buying Bitcoin. So Pablo, this Bitcoin conversation was wonderful. I learned a lot about your company. I hope people go out there and buy your garments, support your brand. I'm definitely going to support your brand. Could you give the world your social media handles and any future endeavors that you might want to let the world know before we end this off?
Thank you so much. I really appreciate to be here talking with you. For Bitcoiners, we are all a big family.
Thank you, Pablo. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you so much.